We are back. This is We Chat Here presents Vent, Rebuild, Refocus podcast. This is none other than That Boy Reckless. We have the one and only Wolf, one and only Wolf. We have
Sierra,
Chris Obazi with us right here. We have none other than the beautiful Sierra Martin with us on this side. And we're going to get into some great topics. First and foremost, I just want to ask everybody, how you doing? How you doing, Chris?
Man, I'm here, man. I'm awesome, man. Had a great week, having a great time, man. About to celebrate my daughter's birthday this Saturday. Her birthday actually tomorrow. Baby girl be 5, Zichi. Daddy love you, proud of you, your growth, your development as a young girl. So definitely shout out to my daughter.
Great, blessed, still here. I'm good. Sierra, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I just want to say shout out to the team for being present today. We're going to make this a great podcast. I'm behind the screen, y'all, but y'all know I'm going to tap in. I'm ready to see what it's going to be like. It's going to be a lit podcast. Yeah, I'm ready.
Absolutely. I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. I understand. When one door closes, the next one opens. Amen. Only God is able to sustain man. I'm blessed. Understand. And man cannot fire you from what God hires you to do. So let's get into these topics. Let's talk about why people need validation, why they don't just draw into themselves to validate themselves. Why do they seek validation before they move? And let's talk about when it's time to move on. If you're outgrowing somebody, if you're outpacing somebody, it's okay to move on. Why do we hold on to stagnant friendships? And what is the difference between networking and friendships? Is there a difference? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the first topic. Why do people feel they need validation from the outside world?
Probably because they're feeling valid themselves. You get what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, it's kind of like the girl who puts the booty pics up. They want that attention. They want that validation in their chest. I know I got a big butt. You get what I'm saying? Like, why do you need other people to tell you that? It's big. Why do you care what everybody else say?
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, why do you care though? But you want that. It makes you feel, I guess, more valid, more attractive. And for fellas, I mean, even with like, we could look at the men and say, okay, the guys who flash money, it's like, what's the point of that? Do you want everybody to know that you have money? You want everybody to acknowledge that you have money? I mean, why do you need everybody to know that you have money? As long as you know that you have money, why does it matter what everybody else thinks? You get what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's just it's just like a validation to say, okay, do I have money? All right, let me put it up the line. Let me see how many likes I can get. Let me see how many comments I can get. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now I'm validated because of these comments and these likes. You get what I'm saying? Or I got 500 likes just because I flash money. Hey, now I know I got money, but really that doesn't do nothing for you. I think it's just more of an ego thing, personally, in my opinion.
It's ego. You believe it's just ego?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's more than that, but that's one of the biggest things is ego. And this is just speaking from a man's side. I'm not really sure about the woman's side. I think it's more just attention for women, but for men, it's more ego.
So, where do you think it stems from? Do you think it's like do you think it's a trauma that people seek validation, or is it just like the new thing to do?
So let me chime in real quick before you answer that question. I was going to say, and you just kind of questioned what I was about to say. So you have three groups. You got the attention seekers, you got the show offs, and you got the ones who never receive that attention, who is seeking, but that don't let that go over your head. So, and let me break that down. So the attention seekers is the ones that feel like they have to post their every move. They have to post this and show off, and, not show off, because I'm gonna talk about the show offs, but the ones that feel like they have to post, like social media is their life. There's no way around that one. And then you got the show offs that just likes to be, excuse my language, little assholes, want to brag, want to feel like they better than everybody, all high society, just want to show off. And that goes with the females, posting the butts. They want to feel like, they that. And then you got those who've never was validated, who never received those accomplishments, who never got those accomplishments growing up. And that plays a role in trauma. Growing up as a kid, never getting that from your parents. Good job. Growing up as a kid, always being the black sheep of school, the family, the whoever. So they do so much and they go overboard, where it may seem like they're attention seeking. Then they are an attention seeker, but really they need that to get them by. Some people can't get by without it. It's a lot of people that cannot get by without somebody telling them, hey, good job. And let me say this, though. There's nothing wrong with validation. I'm never against validation, because us as humans, sometimes we need to hear that, like, you know what? You overworking yourself, you overdreaming. I want you to know you are doing good. Like, what you're doing it never goes unnoticed. Like, we see you. You may not hear it every day, but we see it. And I'm here to let you know I'm proud of you. That's motivation for some people. That's motivation for me. Just speaking personally. I love to hear somebody say, because I know I will overwork myself. I keep doing this. I do this. I do this. I do this. Not because I'm seeking that attention, but when I do get that validation, it's like, yeah, I'm about to go harder. Like, yeah. You see what I'm doing? That's what's up. Yeah. So just to speak on that, y'all can go ahead. My bad.
What you say?
I feel like it's just from the, like you said, it's an ego thing. I mean, everybody want to be mantra. Everybody want to have a pocket full of money. But, there's ways about going about life, because you can put yourself as a target doing those type of things. So you just got to move accordingly. That's just how I look at it.
So here's the thing. Outside validation is vanity. It's like it doesn't mean anything for somebody from the outside to say I'm valid on any topic. Because at the end of the day, the validity in what I do comes from within. God gives that ability of validation for me. So if Chris say, you know what, hey, you're doing a good job, such and such, cool. But I'm valid before his big up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not seeking the validation because I'm already valid.
Yeah.
It's like it's like an NBA player.
But Ben, let's not take away, because what about those who, and I know it's going to shift topic a little bit, but it's an example into what I'm saying. So you got those out there that question God when it comes to death, whatever. We know God is real. We know God going to pave the way. But then it's like, well, I don't see God doing this, or I don't see God coming in here. What about those that's not in tune like you? Because there's people out there that's not in tune, and that's where people that does seek that validation and needs that to keep going.
Yeah.
Everybody isn't in tune, or everybody isn't at the same level. And what I would say to those who are seeking validation is to look into the mirror for your validation, and not into the pulpit, and not
Yeah,
into the crowd.
that's what she's saying though. Like, everybody doesn't have that though. You get what I'm saying? Some people, that helps them through. You get what I'm saying? Everybody
Right.
doesn't have that mental. She's right though. She is right. Because there's sometimes I've had people tell me that I motivate them to do better. You get what I'm saying? And for me, my motivation just came from within. You know, I did have people around me that still motivated me as well. But when I really started to do better in life, that came from me. You get what I'm saying? Then I met people along the way who continue to motivate me. You get what I'm saying? But if I didn't have those people along the way, would I still been motivated? Of course I would, because I already had it in my head and in my heart what I was gonna do. You see what I'm saying? But what Sierra's saying is not everybody has that, and everybody has that self motivation. You get what I'm saying? They need an extra push. You get what I'm saying? So it is different. I think it just depends on the person and their circumstances.
No, and I totally get that, and I agree with external motivation because that's what we do, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
But for that person that's seeking validation, I would definitely coach them up so they could get it from within. Because here
Yeah,
lies the problem when you only seek outside validation. When that validator is gone, who do you turn to then? You're almost
exactly.
like at that point. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, I definitely agree
You
with
have
you.
to
I
sit
definitely
back and
agree.
reevaluate yourself.
Right.
So today, um, I wrote a blog today and I want to read it. I'm about to go to it, so let me know if you guys can still hear me
Yeah.
when I go to the screen. I made a blog today and I titled it Strength Within Self. And what I said was understand that you're a complete masterpiece all by yourself and you do not need anyone else to validate your existence. Never shrink yourself to anyone or anything that you've already outgrown. It's not hard to recognize when something is no longer for you. It's just hard to accept it. This time,
Mm-hmm.
when you do see those signs, I hope that you don't ignore them. And I also hope when you see the lack of effort from others, from people that's, validating you or whatever, you don't go force it. And that just goes to say you have to be in tune with yourself first. It starts with self first. And once you build that bond and you truly lock in with yourself and yourself, that doesn't take away from God because God lives within us. So when I
That's
say lock
right.
in with yourself, you're locking in with God as well. You're locking in with your inner spirit.
Agreed.
You're locking in with your spirituality. That's what spirituality is. It's the inner you. It's the God within you. So once you are fully locked in with yourself, you're no longer seeking that validation because you're already validated. That goes to the point that you said earlier, um, Ben, what you said earlier. That is a fact. What you said, because once you're locked in, you're already validated. You're no more seeking. But to the ones, like I was saying earlier, what if they're not in tune? What if they're not locked in? They're going to be validate seeking forever. And they're going to
Right.
keep coming off as the attention seekers, the ones who need people to see that they making this move and they got this much money and they look this good. They're going to keep doing it because they don't have that love, that self-love within. And self-love is so important. Self-love plays a major role in attention seeking because maybe just like Chris said, maybe they don't, love or feel that way about themselves. So they need to hear that from others to keep them going. They need that motivation to keep them pushing.
Hey, and I believe that the people who are like that, that's the trauma that's within their lives. You see what I'm saying? Because if you dig deep within them, you'll see that, they probably all the like they were told they were ugly, or they were told they can't do it, or they were told, they wasn't
Facts.
slim enough. Yeah, exactly. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say like that's when you start digging deep within that person, trying to understand, okay, who told you can't do this? Who told you can't achieve? Who told you can't overcome? Because watch this, y'all. At the end of the day, I heard a saying that I never agreed with because they used to say the devil's greatest trick is to make you think that he didn't exist, right? But I say no. The devil's greatest trick is to make you feel that you're powerless. You get what I'm saying? We have a power that we have from God because whenever we're children of God and some of his power dwells within us, whenever there's power in the tongue, we can speak things into existence. But some of us don't realize that power because it's been stripped from us. We allowed the world to take it from us. So once you realize your inner power, I mean, you'll start to see a different side of the world that you never thought was possible. But it's just, the world has made you feel so powerless, but like you said, once you seek yourself, like that inner you and realize how powerful you are, then you, like you said, you won't need validation from others, you already know you got this, but to each his own. But that's why we chat here though, because we got
Now,
you.
so now watch this. I'm gonna spin it also, right?
All right.
I'm gonna spin it to where validation is almost a good thing as well. Understand? For different
Yeah.
purposes. So outside validation when it comes to monetization, right? Let's say you got a brand, you're selling a product, you want the crowd to validate your product or what you're selling. Why? Because it's gonna bring in the crowd, it's gonna bring in the sales. Understand? It's gonna bring in the more notoriety, it's gonna bring in the exposure. So this is where, to have the validation from the crowd or just the onlookers say, yo, that product is hot, let's purchase it, right?
Yeah.
We all want that. But now I'm a ask, why do we tend to go towards the trend and what the crowd is doing rather than just holding our uniqueness and our exclusiveness and say, you know what, I like this product, I'm gonna buy it regardless to who else is buying it. If it's not popular, I don't care.
That's just all
So
about.
go
You said what?
No, I was gonna touch on what Ben had said. So you do need that validation when it comes to products. And I was gonna say validation is good and bad. It depends on the circumstance. And in this case, if you're selling products, you're going to need that validation, not just for exposure and all of that, but because if people are out there saying, yo, this is trash, I'm not buying it, you're going to need that validation. And if they're saying, hey, this is fire, yada, yada, you need that validation for growth because it also teaches you to grow more and expand your knowledge within your business. Like, all right, they like this. They say they didn't like that. All right, that's good constructive criticism. That's good validation on my end. Let me go ahead and up the scale. Let me go ahead and level these products up a little bit more. So yeah, I was just gonna touch on it, but go ahead. My bad.
So is all validation good validation? Or does it depend on the validator? It depends on the validator. Okay. Why is that? Like, so talk to us, Wolf. Talk to us, Wolf.
Kind of, I mean, you got to look at it, like you said, the flip side. You got to look at it like, shit, if you don't believe in yourself, who else going to believe in you? So that means that it goes the same way. If you don't love yourself, how can you love other people? If you got a lot of women out here right now that's looking for a particular type of man, right? Okay. What if they don't never find that man? You're gonna always forever be looking. You don't want to live your life like that. You want to know what you want, seek what you want, and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. That's how I look at it.
Chris, what you say to that as far as the
I
valid?
mean, I, I, hmm. I don't. I would say all validation is not good validation. You get what I'm saying? Because
Depending
it,
on the situation.
yeah, and I think that's why I'm trying to go with this because like perfect example, if you my friend, right, and I see that you want some BS, right, but I'm always telling you, yeah, keep going, keep going. That's not good validation. You understand what I'm saying? If I
Right.
see you want some nonsense, I'm as my friend, I'm supposed to say, hey, ho, IBL, listen, that stuff you doing, bro, that's not it. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Why would I validate some stuff that I know is BS? You get what I'm saying? As your
Yeah.
friend. You see what I'm saying? But you have some friends, aka yes man, that say, hey man, go ahead. You see what I'm saying? It's good, but it's really not. They're just yes man. You understand what I'm saying? So Yeah, all validation is not good validation. You get what I'm saying? Regardless of the validator, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that is a great segue to the next topic.
Let's go.
When is it, or when do you notice like the outgrowth when you outpacing somebody? When like, is it okay to outpace somebody? Of course it is.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
is it all right to outgrow somebody? Yes, it is. But like, when does the realization